Chief, RS-25s can't be restarted in flight if that's what you're asking. Alright. Okay, we're back over to KSP. Let's go. So how did rerouting the craft make it fly better? I think... yes. I don't know. I don't know why that would change anything, but yeah, having the heat shield as the root part fixed it completely. It just works and we don't question it. Well, yeah, what he said. What he said. Because, yeah, but I want to know. Okay. The short answer is that root fairings have very little drag, but that's not what we were trying to solve, but yeah. It must have something to do with how the game thinks this fairing is stacked in front of that fairing, dude. That's my guess. But another thing that I did to help make it stable 95 was at the payload, the outer wall payload fairing here, I put the rim up here. I put a T25 structural tube. So I put this at the very end, and it thinks that's the back of the vehicle now. So Kerbal, thinking that is the back of the vehicle, is going to make a lot of drag back there. So I think what really made this thing work was basically getting some type of aerodynamic influence here up at the front of the ship. Baby blue. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, dude. It's doing something. Yeah. We'll make landing systems that are better. So what I'm hoping for with this is that with my staggered clip tank design here that we decided to go with, I should be able to get this thing to fly really stable, and believe it or not, we should have way more Delta V, because this is more fuel than what I was carrying. And the reason why I clipped the tanks and put them back here like this is because I want my mass to be lower. Hide legs between the engines. We could get that done. Yeah. The other thing I needed to do is ballast. I wanted to give us an offset. All right. Let's roll. It looked like before it was calculating the entire craft as a payload tube, where now it seems to be calculating everything correctly because we kept seeing it fly sideways. Yeah. I guess that makes sense, Blue, but I'm not... This phenomenon, we'd have to test it and document it more, you know. Alright, guys, let's go for another test flight. The RCS should be able to offset, compensate for the offset, is what I'm trying to say. This craft breaks any understanding you had of KSP. Good. Okay, here we go. Would it be wise to have fuel ballast instead? Maybe in the future, Mason. Fuel ballast becomes complicated when the fuel that you need to fly through re-entry is also the fuel that you need to land, and it's offset doing a propulsive landing. Understand? All right, here we go.
Discovery, go and throttle up.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition. And liftoff. Everything's looking good here. Everything's looking real good, actually. Throttling back for max Q. Oh yeah, these engines aren't overclocked, by the way. But yeah, they're just straight aero spikes. What's up with the pitch rate? Offset center of mass, sorry. I have the ballast tank in there, see it? How does this steer? Modulating RCS, human. See it? See it doing its thing? No gimbal. Does rolling help in the beginning stages of ascent? No, that's just to basically figure out the direction that you're going to go. It's just the RCS 95. I found it, you could just use the RCS. You could set cal controllers to move your COT to compensate for ballast, which I did not do, but we could do. And that would fix all of our problems, including a slight fuel offset. But we'll get into that later. What I'm trying to do right now, guys, is see if offsetting this thing will get it. Well, if it will fly right with an offset ballast. Okay, find control initiated. Nope, can't do find control with the offset. It's okay. Throttling down. Any payload? 5 tons of dud payload in there. I don't think we have enough fuel. We're gonna need more fuel tanks, unfortunately. Yeah, we must have had more fuel with that like triple fuel tank configuration from before. That's okay. Bye-bye. We could still use this to get a good test. Alright, shut this off. Yeah, I didn't get the margin right. But we have plenty of space for more fuel. Yeah, we didn't have enough. Alright, well, let's see what happens here. Huh. Yes, 95. That's the stabilizer. Huh. What the snot is going on here? The tanks. Oh, the tanks aren't included. Yeah, that's what's screwing me. Like, badly screwing me in this design. Alright, this mission sucked. It's something like that, Blue, yeah. Depends on what I'm doing, Smoke. Depends on what I'm flying. I bet if you made the capsule shape fairing the root fairing, it would fly perfect. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, those tanks, man. Those tanks creating so much drag would explain why we were so damn inefficient. I'm like, wait. This has more fuel than the previous versions. What the hell's going on? Okay. Is it because the fairing isn't closed? No. I think the... Yeah. I think that, yeah, it's just that part. The engine overclock shouldn't have made a difference, chillin', to be honest with you. Engine plate. For... There. Shut up, 95. I've forgotten more things about KSP than you even know, son. Forgotten more things about KSP than you even know. I was taking shrapnel and case on before you were farting in your diaper and crapping it all over your mom! What? That's a quote from Point Break. If you're gonna call me Boomer, I'm gonna act like one. Don't be surprised. Have you seen my retirement plan? Well, I have vested stock options in the company that I invested in 1980. It's worth more than $5 bajillion. I think people should just live their life as they see fit. You know, don't worry about it. Just if you need to take a trip to Rome, just take a trip to Rome. The younger generation doesn't get it. We picked ourselves up by our bootstraps. Is that the behavior you're looking for? I don't believe that from what it's worth. For what it's worth, that's just impression. I do believe in hard work though, which interestingly enough. Anyway, that is a spot-on, out-of-touch person. Yeah, that's a good impression. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. Wait. Wait. Actually, that's one thing that my parents taught me, like, very, very well. Don't spend beyond your means. That's part of the reason why I have a house and a garage. And I do this all day. I don't spend beyond my means. I'm very careful about that. You know, if I have to sit there and eat ramen noodles for a week straight, Okay. If that means I could, if that means I could buy more truck parts, okay. How do you acquire this power? It's very simple. Don't spend money. I mean, Thrawn, do you really want to know? Like, get ready to see a full crew tower at Pad 40 today. The 4th segment was already stacked and awaiting an arm. Oh, that's so cool, dude. And we know the arm is finished, too, which is bananas. I'm the same. I'd rather eat like a bum and spend that money on something else. Yeah, my parents kind of made me a cheap bastard, dude. I am, very cheap. You want to go out for dinner? Nope. Nope. I mean, guys, if you really want to know, don't spend money. I haven't thought it. I mean, all right, before we get the next test flight done, you really want to know? Like, okay, don't subscription services. Go through that. Get rid of 90% of it. You don't need that. YouTube and Twitch, perfect. That's enough. Like, dude, even screw Twitch. YouTube is enough. The ads are not that bad. It's really not a big deal. It's less than you're gonna get on TV. Subscription services, stuff like that. I know that's ironic, me saying that, but it's true. So I should cancel your sub. Okay, I cancel. Right? It's that stuff. The other thing is, like, don't go and get your coffee like at a store. Like, don't get somebody to make your coffee. Like, don't go buy coffee. Just go buy it in bulk and make it yourself. Oh boy, Breeze calling. Can I help you?
Hello. So I went downstairs.
You're on stream, by the way.
That's fine. I went downstairs to get that one thing you were talking about and found we had a frozen chicken parm. And so I'm making it now, but I just wanted you to know it's almost ready. Because I kind of feel bad eating it without you.
Thank you, Bree.
Yes.
I might take a break before I start Space News in a little bit. We have to do some flight testing, though. Thank you.
Alright. Well, there's 30 seconds left, so...
Common Bremo W. Say it with me, chat. Common Bremo W.
Common Bremo W.
You're not chat.
You're right, but...
Bye.
Alright.
That probably just got me in trouble. But it was funny, so it's okay. You didn't even say I love you. Sorry. Overly sugar, Capra Fracamofa Latte Chino. I need that stuff. Make coffee yourself. Make coffee yourself. Have minute rice, hot dogs, and ramen. Just keep doing that. It's gonna get annoying. It's gonna get gross, but dude, I could eat ramen every day, no problem. I mean, it's probably not the best for you, but you save a ton of money. Doing stuff like that, don't go to McDonald's. Just go to the store, buy potatoes, and make your own French fries. Cooking your own food is not as bad as it seems. It's actually pretty awesome. And here's the thing. Remember I was talking about that YouTube thing? You can just put YouTube on and go and cook your food in between the ads on the videos. Easy peasy. Done. Stuff like that, dudes. Even that stuff right there. Don't go to Starbucks. Don't go to Dunkin'. Go buy Dunkin' or Starbucks and then take it home. Or even just K-Cups. That's what I do. I save, man. I save money a lot because I want to buy things. I want to buy things. I like buying parts for my truck or parts for my kitchen. You know? So, do stuff like that. Like, if you really want to know, it's very simple. Like, we have expensive habits. There's so much cool stuff out there, dude. That's the thing. That's the real thing, man. And I don't think that's what the older generations... I don't think they get that part. Like, the flip side of this coin is that there's so much freaking cool stuff out there. There's so many cool things to do. It's easy to just spend money on all of it. Because it doesn't seem like that much money at the time. Right? I guarantee you, if our parents grew up with something like that, they would be just as susceptible to it. But because they didn't, they have that perspective. Right? Right? Don't waste money, have 5 cars. No, the cars are something I wanted, so I saved for them. And I sacrificed by not having a gourmet meal and just eating ramen and minute rice. Make a kitchen on your truck, so an RV, got it. I've been saving up for a trip to the US almost halfway. There you go. I cook food on my exhaust manifold. You could do that. You could cook a burrito, actually. So, I mean, that's the flip side of that, dudes. I get it. There's so much cool stuff out there. There's so much cool stuff to spend money on nowadays. Way more than what our parents had. Way more than their parents' had. There's so much stuff. There's so many cool things out there. Like, how many times do you find somebody, like an awesome YouTuber or streamer, right? An awesome YouTuber or streamer, and you're like, oh man, I want to support this person. And then you end up, you do that 4 or 5 times, and then now your monthly subscriptions is like $100 a month. It happens. Like, no other streamer is going to say this, because no other streamer is dumb enough to say unsubscribe from Twitch on their stream. You know what I mean? But it's true. You want to save money, that's the way to do it. I'm entertainment. Remember that. However, the flip side of that is that your boy's now Partner Plus, so if you want to support your boy, I get more of that money, which is pretty cool. And I will save it by not going to McDonald's every night. Hey. Partner Plus guy. All right, let's fly. Yeah, Blue, now you get it. I don't think this test will work the way you want in this. But yeah, I mean, that's it. You want to not do that? Brimo and I basically picked ourselves up by our bootstraps. We have a house, freaking cars. It's all good. Like, we're not rich by any means. We ain't rich. Believe me, we'd have a lot. I was about to say we'd have a lot nicer cars if I hit the lottery or something, or I made more money. But here, the reality of that situation is that I wouldn't. If I had the, like, ninja money or, like, money or something like that, I would have more crappy vehicles. Yeah, I would have a lot of crappy vehicles. Like, right now I have an okay amount of crappy vehicles. I would have a lot of crappy vehicles. I would just buy more of those. Is that bad? It looks good, Forge, yeah. Why is the Delta V at 1365? It's probably the decoupler screwing that thing up. Anyway. So turn into Derek. God, that's exactly what, yeah, I would do. Yeah. Derek is me with $1 million in the bank. Yeah, that's that. Or I'm Derek with no money. I prefer to say it that way because he's a way better mechanic than me. No, not you, Derek. I'm talking about Vice Grip Garage, Vulcan. Vice Grip Garage has a garage that's probably 20 times the size of mine, and it's just full of trucks like Freb and 60s muscle cars, and then outside, like, guy lives on a farm, so outside there's probably about 40 or 50 more old cars, and, like, yeah, it looks like a classic car junkyard. I'm not even kidding. That's what I would do, except I would build, just because it'd be so stupid, I would build, like, the HIF. I'd buy some land near my house and build, like, a copy of the SpaceX HIF and put my logo on the side and just fill it with freaking cars. I'd just fill it with crappy cars. It would be awesome. Go in and I'd try to make it look like one of those, like, oh, yes, aftermarket performance. Like, have a Ferrari in the front room or something, and you go in, it's just a freaking line, like Raiders of the Lost Ark style, full of junk cars. It'd be awesome, dude. It would make my day. No, let's get the flight going. Also, for what it's worth, I do believe in picking yourself up by your bootstraps. Just our definition of it is a little bit different. But, yeah. What is the engine plate connected to? A panel? I'm not sure. Hierarchy is screwing that thing up, Aqualex. It's probably because of the engine plate with the fuel tank. So that Delta V indicator is probably reading... No. That Delta V indicator is reading correct, isn't it? Yeah, it's reading correctly because the fuel tanks are behind a panel. Because the engine plate's behind a panel because I didn't want the heat shield to be dragless. So that's not gonna work. Lovely, thank you. Good chat. Zip Ties has a lot of junk cars. Yeah, Zip Ties too. I love that guy. That guy's the best, dude. Just an absolute nutter. Alright, hold on 1 second, dudes. We'll put a battery in there instead. Wait, don't you want the fuel tanks to be dragless? Of course I do. That'll do, donkey. You're a donkey. So now we should be getting a proper Delta V reading. And the tank should not be creating any drag. I don't hate doing that. We should do that. I'll keep the cone tanks in there. I think either way that's an overestimate on the fuel tanks, so we should be able to come back down, and if the thing is actually maneuverable, we should be able to make that all work. Put a bunch of tanks on their sides and you can fake a toroidal tank. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we could. I think this is okay. So let's set this to the demo craft file. Overwrite. Switch this over here like this. There we go. Christokian. I like that. It's fine. Is it strutted correctly? Yeah? 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 Guess what time it is? Sparks time. Send it. The launch is delayed, Zymus, yeah. 2 more hours. I announced it a couple of times, dude. I don't know if you were here. Terves kansella tukas pala. Tukas pala. Sada kipine. 100 sparks. Yeah, it's not going the direction I want. Go over here. Yeah, I noticed that. I'm like, maybe we should. But dude, how's that for stability control? You tried to do that. If I tried to do that with the shuttle, it would have really had a bad day. Which is pretty awesome. This thing is super controllable. I can't believe how well Kerbal understands the modulating RCS. It's really good at it. Can I have an aero balls? That good. Hey, nice shooting, Tex. We gimbal lock to find control RCS. Is this the smaller size text object? Who? Alright, we gotta stop. That was a terrible ascent, but we're still gonna...
Olen nyt aidossa Lapin erämaassa, paikkana riuhkonperä.
Should be good.
Katselen täällä luontoa. Luonto on hyvin kaunis tänään. Minun mielestäni ainakin. Se on aina hyvin ylveä.
Shut up! No one wants to hear your poetry. The Delta V is toit. Toit like a tiger. Yeah, I can tell from your tight pants. Yes, you're very tight. There is no pleasing you. Goodbye. It's the mass offset that's killing me. Alright, well, we're gonna have to... How's KSP going? It's getting there. I mean, the ascent was trash. We're in 137 by 107. We're supposed to be in 100 by 100. I jettisoned the cone way too late. We had the fuel there. It's the offset. We can't really go into find and control mode with that ballast offset. But what I'm going to do is we'll dial in a re-entry here. A crappy one, but we'll dial in one nonetheless. And we'll see where it takes us. I need an on-orbit control system that is independent of this thing. Or like a super fine control system here, because this thing sucks to move around in space. It's so fuel inefficient. Dude, we even burned through the payload fuel that time, which was crap. That's terrible. To the point where I probably should restart. That ascent was so ridiculously bad, I actually am going to restart. This is not going to give us good data. I screwed that one up. I'm sorry, I was thinking about chicken parm. It's possible to do it. We did it with a testing device, King. This is more to force the ballistic design of the capsule. To make sure that the capsule can understand an offset. Not, like, yeah, it's supposed to... Yeah, we need to be able to... Jesus Christ, this song. Excuse me. Basically what the purpose of this test is to get it up into space and test the re-entry to see if offset ballast with this aerodynamic configuration is good enough. That's what we're testing. I'm going to go back to the other. Double ballast fuel tanks in symmetry, but remove from symmetry lock one of them. Perkele. All right, RCS engaged. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignite. This looks so freaking goofy. Go for hamster. Go for gerbils. Guinea pig is nominal. Actually, King, you know what the design actually calls for? Putting something like DART up at the top. A little crew access vehicle that's separate from the actual SSTO. That's what it calls for. This was, the way I have the vehicle configured was supposed to be like SERV. So SERV had a payload bay internal inside of the stage, and then it could carry stuff on top. So you could put, like, a Dream Chaser up there or something, which would be pretty cool.
Discovery, go and throttle up.
Hello there, how are you, sir? Excited for Cities 2. Does the Pope shit in the woods, Monkito? Oh, excuse me. Does the Pope in the woods? Yeah, I am. Yeah. No, we will be playing it. I'm foreseeing us playing it similar to how we played Starfield, which basically means play this and frick everything else, you know? That's popist. You're popist. I gotta time myself out. And how many parts is this? 140? 95? And you know what the crazy thing is, dude? Just like the SSTO, the big one is not going to be much more parts than this. The big one, maybe 200 parts for the whole vehicle. Seriously, what's going to... Maybe 200 parts for an SSTO, fully like 100% reusable. This actually, I'd say 250. This will probably get up to 200 by itself. The reason why is because, you know, we got to do landing legs and stuff, and I need to put the integration systems on it to make it work correctly, but... Seriously, though. You know what EJ should be excited for? Chicken farm. Well, why aren't you excited for nipple jettison? Yeah, now what are you gonna do? Don't you dare call it that ever again, Chad. That was a little bit better. See last. I couldn't. I was distracted in chat from nipples. It's your fault. Wait, integration systems? Are you doing more cranes and persistent crafts? Hey, King. I'm a persistent guy. It just takes some time. I would like to build out the full suite with this thing. I think it would make more sense than with Venture Star. Like, way more sense. I'll build out the whole suite because I freaking can. Can you imagine? There's nothing saying we couldn't be able to we wouldn't reuse this a bunch of times. Why wouldn't we? It's easy to reuse. All we gotta do is drag the thing back to the pad, quite literally. Now, I'm a little bit worried about how I'm gonna do landing gear, but I'm sure I'll figure something out. Oh, yeah, there's also... the design also called for an upper stage, like being able to attach up here. So, like, if we put same vessel collision on the tube, should be really easy to integrate stuff. Like, we have an internal payload volume that I used up. Damn it. Why are our scents so bad all of a sudden? I don't understand. All I did was change the fuel tanks. I did take the overclock off of the engines. This is bad as well. This is a bad test. What's different? Is it drag related? Maybe we need to we need to put the overclock back on. Am I sure they're dragless? Yes. Alright, let's try this again. When you asked for the arrow before 95, I showed it to you, and the tanks are occluded. Like, we can check it right now. That's occluded. That's occluded. That's occluded. We're good. It must be the ballast, dude. Maybe our ballast is offsetting our COM too much, and the RCS is working overtime to compensate. Yeah, we gotta lock out the payload as well. It's gotta be that. That's my guess. I'm just gonna have us asymmetric, and we will jettison tank contents and see what happens. Ready? 3, 2, 1. SCRV, SKS, and Stoke Aerospace. Throttling back for maximum dynamic pressure. Yep. Only thing that's making drag is the engines and the panels. How do the fairings work? No freaking idea. It lost me. I rerouted the craft and it started flying correctly, but then I changed the fuel tanks, and since then it hasn't flown correctly. No, I mean generally. Are you talking about fairings or engine plates? Because engine plates are what makes things dragless, dude. Switching to find control. Everything's looking good here. With the engine plate, you can make the fairings completely dragless. $5. Miko 1. That nose cone jettison is temporary, guys. It's not always going to do that. Good enough. I'll be with you in a second.
Okay.
Are you alright?
Yeah, Can you mute?
Yeah, sure. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Everything's cool. She's angry about the chicken. Nah, she's telling me that she's going to lie down. If you really want to know. You still have the BRB text up. Thank you. Did you eat? No, I decided to do more tests. We're gonna be way short of KSC here, but that's okay. Alright, we still have a semi-asymmetric design here, so let's just do a re-entry here, and then we'll start up Space News, dudes. You guys ready? Should be good. Is that the video, Gob, pulling the Shermanator? I've seen that before. Good video. Alright, let's see what happens. The Edison Motors truck, right? Now, let me see. Which side is the weight, the ore tank on? Okay, it's down here. So that's the side that should, yeah, this should pitch us down. That causes us to slow down. We don't want that. We want to flip this sucker over. We want to fly upside down to get the heat shield to work more like a wing. Where the hell's the ballast tank? The camera keeps gimbal locking because the vehicle's spinning. Also, our tank priority is all wrong. So our tank priority is wrong because these tanks, the priority isn't set on those brand adapters. I'm making so many dumb mistakes today, dudes. Yeah, that's what's screwing it all up. But it is modulating. It will modulate better if I'm not an idiot and learn how to work my craft correctly. I need Snickers. Snicken Parm. Snickers. Chicken parm with Snickers on it. Or something. But yeah, with the exception of me not being able to know how to ballast my vehicle correctly, look, it's perfect. That's really, really stable. Once again, that's the snap ring is what's making it so freaking stable. That ring right there. I hope it's not too hilly down there. Alright, 3,300. I'm turning on the payload fuel just so we can, you know, land. Oops. Man, this thing really has some kick right when you throttle up. But hey, made it down. Okay. Cool. Well, my testing regime has been, frankly, butthole this entire time. Like, just butt. Like, after sitting in a chair for a long day. But I gotta set the priority on those tanks. We gotta set them to priority 2, so that, or priority 1, so they drain with these, so all my fuel's down low. The other thing is, yeah, that. So it can land. We just gotta get it to land better. Have you seen the Foxhole naval update? No, but it does look good. Anyway, all right, guys, we'll continue with this project more tomorrow. We're going to switch over to space news now. There's plenty of good stuff to talk about, but that chicken parm is calling my name, dude. So go grab some dinner, and I'll be here when you get back. That's what I'm going to do that too. We need to... Alright, just in case anybody's watching this, and I try to stare at this thing dumbfounded tomorrow, so you guys know. What I need to do with this thing is... configure it. We need to do basically another test with the ballast after this. I'll transfer the ballast around when we're on orbit to see if we can, like, have the ballast even, right? Mason, you proposed this. Basically have 2 ore tanks that are half full, so on the way up we're fine, and then transfer to one side when we're coming back down. We need RCS, and I need to focus on better RCS, better reaction systems control, because it's inefficient on the way up. But other than that, yeah. The ore tank is the big one. We need to do another ballast test tomorrow, and then see if we can do that with the fuel eventually. But yeah, here, let me put on a video, guys. I gotta go check on Bree, and I will be back here momentarily. Let's just let's see, what do we want to put on? I got a good one. Here, ready? ADSB exchange? No, I'm good. I got one.